Okay, I'm joined by manager Lee Lashenko after today's 2-2 draw against Malvern. Lee, what are your thoughts after that one?
Obviously, we got on away with one today. I think recent weeks we've shown when we've got players available, the level that we can play at. And obviously from the cup final through to even, like I said, Dick Cott with the youthful squad, I was happy with the performance. Last week we dug one out against Lashenko, and obviously today in the first half I thought we were decent, but then we sort of took our foot off the pedal and probably let them back into the game, and they scored an important goal before half time. Great finish by the ex-Manor foreign player, and then the second half anyone that witnessed the game like it was one-way traffic. And obviously you watch football correctly, and you know that we've got away with a draw here today. But likewise, also I will say is it does show that the players and the club, we got the desire to play this game this season to the end, because I think our desire has just got a result for us today, and against the side playing for everything, so trying to get into the playoff situation. We've been there a few times ourselves and we know what it's like to be there. So again, it's nothing against Malvern in particular, we just don't want to be like allowing an opponent to have the enjoyment at our expense. So obviously next weekend we look to go, and we've got a nice trip to Falmouth, and then we got a bank holiday game against Yate on the Monday, which it looks like it's got very, very interesting. So again, Yate are a good side, Falmouth for a good side, and last game of the season Helston we got, so we're going to be playing the season to the end and be as competitive as we can be.
Definitely. Obviously, I know that it was a couple of goals for Malvern, obviously, to get it to 2-2, but I think special mention to Seth Locke. Obviously, got the man of the match this afternoon, and also the rest of the Manor Farm defence. I thought they stood up and were accounted for a lot of chances for Malvern, and thanks to their heroics, probably could have been a different story.
Yeah. So, me personally, I was a bit critical of Seth at the end of the game. I just told him my personal thoughts of certain things, but obviously there's no doubt Seth's obviously got all the credentials to go on in the game, which he's been told that is a bit like a shit sandwich. He's had the criticism and the praise today, and that's the way that goes. I also want to give us a mention to people like Danny Donomead and Owen Ive. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's Owen Ive. Like, let's be fair. He's had to play in the second half like an advanced centre half. He's had to go back in for set plays, and they loaded boxes. I think they've had like a centre half for them that's delivering corners that are like £1 million corners. He should, like, if he's English and he could play for England national team with those type of corners, it just delivers on the money all the time. So you've got to be back in there to defend correctly. And Owen and I have teamed up with our centre halves and our defenders, and like sort of kept those sort of great delivery out of play. But again, like we're happy with a point, with a side, with everything to play for, but slightly frustrated with our second half performance.
Definitely, and obviously a clear week ahead, and then a long old trip down to Falmouth before. You already touched on the importance of that Yate game, which we know we can't wait for, but before that obviously it's going to be another tough test down in Falmouth.
Yeah, again, like it's not can't wait for the Yate game. I can't wait for any game of football. I love football. I want to, like if there's a game on tomorrow and I could manage a side, and I want to get myself and my side motivated to play in it. So I'm looking forward to the Falmouth trip. Lovely part of the world to go to. And obviously on the Monday we got Yate, and there's clubs in our division that are going to be having that quick turnaround of Saturday Monday game, which isn't totally natural, but most teams are in that same position. I have to do that. I think the odd one might have dragged the game forward to Friday. But we know that we've got to approach every game, and we want to finish as high as we possibly can in this league table. So the Falmouth game's the next one, so that's the most important. And then all eyes are is our last home game of the season. So when you're playing your last home game of the season, you always want to get a positive result out of that one. And we also know I've got full respect for Yate Town and the players that they got. So I want our players to be at it to showcase themselves against good players. So that's it from me. I want it to be a proper game of football, a competitive game of football. If it's an old league, like Evesham are chasing them down, and I know we probably ain't got the greatest of friends at Evesham United Football Club, but I respect them, and we respect the division. So we're going to make sure we're as competitive we can be in every game.
Lee, thanks a lot.